But like I said, there's some hadith that are just so seminal, you must just remind yourself of it all the time. The nature of insan, maybe some people, mashallah, those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed, they maintain that focus, that razor sharp focus. But most people, they get sucked into the dunya. Most people, that's what happens. So, these hadith should be frequently read to remind us, to ground us, to keep us focused. Right. Some Nahwu, inshallah. Next, the next concept we want to do is called in Nahwu, inshallah, is called Tamyiz. We went through all the answers of the Hal and Dharf. We didn't go through all of them. Okay, but just as we sent it to you, I think, just before this class. Are there any questions on those? I thought the most difficult one was the ones with the harful jar. But you just follow the simple thing. If this thing is telling you about place, if it's telling you about time, dharf, nasb. Sometimes there's a harful jar. I don't break my rules. If I see harful jar, the word that comes after it is ism majroor. If that word looks like it's in raf, I don't care. It's after harful jar, that's in jar. Something else happening there. It has to be mabni on a dhamma. And why is that? It's just telling me that the thing that qualifies that word is omitted. No, any further clarification required there? No? If not, then we can move on to Tamyiz. How many did we do? There's a few in Nasb. Everything extra just gets chucked into Nasb. That's why I know some people used to say, if you like, in the traditional setting of learning, what they would have is they have a reader in the class. That's somebody that's almost, the student would read and then the teacher will explain. So even in the Darul Uloom, that generally happens. If we're studying a book, then there'll be a student that will read. And obviously everybody's supposed to come to the class prep, know how to read. Obviously they would have read it before. If they've read it before, they should have and they're able to read it correctly. That means they must have understood what they read. So now obviously those students don't always do what they need to do. So they'll say, look here, if you want to be right most of the time, just read everything in Nasb. And there's always a way that you can explain it then. But no. Yeah. No. Anyways, so Tamyiz. Mayyaza, yumayyizu, tamyizan. Which bab does it come from? The second bab, correct. What's the root letters? Mim, ya, za. Right. Mayyaza, yumayyizu, or miza of something is something that sets it apart or distinguishes it. So mayyaza, yumayyizu, tamyiz means to distinguish something or to No. Mizan comes from the root letters wazn. Wazn. This one here is from mim yaza, mayyaza, yumayyizu, tamyiz. And it means to distinguish something, or specify is the word used over here. Basically, it's a word that's in nasb that just clarifies what you're talking about. Sometimes you'll have a word in a sentence that's in nasb to just clarify what you are talking about. And there's various instances when it generally comes. So when is that? Firstly, let's see, tamyiz an ism that's in nasb that clarifies or specifies something that is unclear in the sentence. So there's not much rules about this one. It's an ism that's in nasb. Clarifies something that we're talking about in the sentence. Tamyiz will be in nasb, okay, and it will be indefinite and answers the question in what, of what, as what, just clarifying something in the sentence. But if you want to know where to use, like where common places that you'll find this, after a number is mentioned. Maybe in the Quran okay, I'm going to give you one of the examples now. But for example, you have in the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, he says, Inni ra'aytu ahada ashara kawkaban. What does it mean? Ahada ashara? 11. 11. So 11. 11 is a number. And then kawkaban. So 11 what? 11 stars. Just clarifying 11 what? 11 of what is it? So oftentimes after a number, there's specific forms of the number, I can tell you. The numbers from 11 until 99. When you have a number from 11 till 99, and you want to know what the number pertains to, that word will be in nasb. It will be a singular word in nasb tamyiz. So yeah, let's not talk about numbers now, because numbers 1 and 2 work a certain way, 3 to 10 work a different way, 11 and 12 work a different way, 13 to 99. No, so they say 13 to 19 work a certain way, then 20 to 99 work a certain way, then 100 until 999 work a different way, 1,000 up is again different. So 11 till 99, when you want to say the thing that is counted or that the number pertains to, the ma'adud, it will be nas, it will be tamyiz. Right? And then after you have a word on the form af'al, that's a mistake there, right? That shouldn't be tanweens. Af'al, akbar. What do we call that? It's over there. Sighatut tafdeel. Trappe van vergelijking. Degrees of comparison, right? Akbar, as'ad, akthar, whatever. You have a word after that in nasb that just to clarify what you're speaking about. So here we have some examples. صيغة التفضيل from فضل يفضل تفضيل. Okay, so maybe let's take 5-10 minutes, just break into our groups too, work through some of those examples. You can see what they work through, maybe like 3 or 4 of them, and then if there's any questions we can clarify that. You can do the remainder homework, inshallah. Right, I'm just going to open up the breakout groups. So, not long, just about 5 minutes, inshallah. فليس ألف سنة إلا 50 عاما. Enough time. Okay, everybody back? Still coming back. Okay, Bismillah. Let's just look at some of them quickly. أنا أكثر منك مالا وأعز نفرا. What's Tamyiz over there? What is it? Let's first translate. Oh, no, let's first identify. What's Tamyiz over there? أنا أكثر منك مالا, correct. وأعز نفرا, and نفرا as well. أكثر, you can clearly see it on the form أفعل, right? But that word أعز, أعز is also on the same form, but it's just a double letter word. So it would be أعزز, أكبر أعزز. But instead of saying أعزز, when we have two of the same letters next to each other, we just assimilate them, right? Put the shad on it. Becomes أعز, أعز. And you'll see in the next sentence the word is أشد, You find that ashaddu there. Some other words. It's because of the sukoon that you don't have here. The one will have a sukoon, the one will not have a sukoon, so we just assimilate them together. Right? So how does it translate? Literally, ana akthar, kathir means more. I am more than you in wealth, meaning I have more wealth than you. Wa a'azzu, yeah, you can say stronger, mightier than you, nafaran in people. Yeah, and I'm mightier than you in nafaran, yeah, people. This is from Surah Kaf, the one where the one guy breaks the other guy. Yeah, soldiers, men. Why I say people? Because in the response of the other friend afterwards, then he specifically mentions children as well. So your nafar is your nafar can refer specifically to soldiers, but it can also just refer to your people at your service. Okay. Any questions there? You see a word that's in nasb in a sentence, and all that is doing is clarifying what you're talking about. Just consider that we omitted that. What would happen? Ana aktharu minka. I'm more than you. There's some, it's not complete, right? And if you do it for a'azzu nafaran, also will be the case.
Sorry, Maulana, question.
Yes.
So this af'al goes with min, right? So when it means more than, bigger than, it goes with af'al min.
Right,
That's
correct.
okay. Okay.
But the min, right? In that context, when you have that form af'al, not the verb form, the noun, sighatu tafdil, when you have that form, the min you will translate then as than. The min is not from, it's not for tab'id, it is it's just for comparison over there, right?
Okay, that's fine.
So you're going to translate it as than over there. هو أشد منه قوة وأكثر جمعا. هو أشد منه قوة وأكثر جمعا. What does that mean? He is more intense than him, minhu, than him, قوة in strength. So that's going to be my tamyiz over there. وأكثر, and more, جمعا, in amassing, in what is amassed, in wealth, basically. In amassment. So there you have two examples of, well, four examples actually there of the sighatu tafdil forms. In the next one, it's an example of a number. إني رأيت أحد عشر كوكبا. Indeed, I have seen 11 stars. كوكبا is actually one star. كوكبا is a star. The plural is kawakib. The plural is kawakib. But here we're not using the word, like you might think, okay, I'm saying 11, so shouldn't I say use the plural form? No. The word here, you don't use the plural form because you're using the word in the tamyiz form. And you'll see generally they're always singular. Had I said 10 stars, then I would have used the plural. If I had to just say ashara, then I would have said asharata kawakib. But that, okay, that also speaks to the fact that the numbers all work. Don't ask me why. Don't ask why. Right? But I told you that the numbers work differently all over the place. But from 11 till 99, I said the counted thing is in the form of tamyiz. So that's, you can even write over there if you want to, or just make a note. I think you'll get printed copies of it next week, inshallah. You can just make a note there, 11 to 99. Right? And that's why you'll see the next verse has it. فَلَبِثَ فِيهِمْ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ إِلَّا 50 عَامًا. What does that mean? لَبِثَ, to stay or remain, right? فَلَبِثَ, so he remained, فِيهِمْ, amongst them, with him, أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ, 1,000 years. But can you see there, it's not a tamyiz. Or 1,000, it's a mudafun ilayh. 1,000 years. إلا except 50 عاما. 50 means 50. Is that between 11 and 99? Right. So that's why you have عاما here. Tamyiz. It's a singular word, it's in nasb. And the next one you'll see 30, 30, إثنا عشر in number 6, that's 12. Yeah. The last one is different to the list, but you can finish it. So, I mean, if you haven't completed all of them, we can do them for homework. And then we'll just ask for any questions next week, inshallah. But is there anything that you want clarified now? Any questions on that now? So, tamyiz, alhamdulillah, very simple. Word in nasb in the sentence, generally in the singular form, indefinite, just clarifies what you are speaking about, what specifies something.